All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of It Ends With Us. Now, you guys already know I am Brittany Wilder. I am a wealth and wellness energy healer, and I help ambitious women align their energy, okay, to attract their wealth, their wellness, and their weight loss goals. Now, I do that with a bunch of different modalities. Hypnotherapy, honey, timeline therapy, sound bowl healing, and other spiritual techniques. But God put this particular live talk, aka podcast, y'all know I don't like to call it a podcast, but He placed this on my heart because a lot of us are dealing with generational curses, habits, mindsets, what have you, right? We're all dealing with some sort of that. And I like to call us the generational curse breakers. So, this week we are talking about something, and I have a wonderful guest, you guys. Listen, my guest is from the same hood that I'm from. Listen, Tacoma 253 stand up, Hilltop stand up. We in the house, letting people know that we are defeating all the odds, right? Anybody that comes from my hood knows that all types of things have been put on us, saying that we ain't gonna make it, we ain't gonna be nothing, we ain't gonna make it about the hood. But look at us over here, living our dreams, doing the things. Okay, let me introduce you to her. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. This is my sis, y'all. Go ahead.
Hi, you guys. My name is Kaelin, sister to Brittany, of course. Raised in Tacoma, Washington.
Hello.
Um, Traveling all over between Washington and Georgia, but I'm ready to see what today has in store.
Ooh, let's get to it. Okay, y'all know I got three main questions, so we're going to jump right into this thing. So, Kaylin, what is a generational curse, cycle, family pattern you've noticed that in your family? What is one that you want to talk about today?
I can give you a couple, and then I can let you decide what we want to. Let's fill it out, okay?
I'm okay
So
with
I
that.
have a few. I have a few. So in my family, we have a drug addiction. I mean, that's the heaviest one. Violence is big in my family.
Mm-hmm.
We do have marital issues, but we come from a strong foundation that doesn't say that we should. Therefore, we've adapted this at some point, but marriage is big, a big neglect in my family,
Neglect.
just to say the least.
Yeah. And just from hearing you talk about the different ones that you talked about, like you saying like marriage being a neglect, like I'm like, ooh, I want to dive into that a little more. Like I want to hear a little bit more about that. So let's go with that.
So we were raised by a strong foundation. My grandma and grandpa were married for a very long time. They were together young. I come from a blended family, so my grandfather had children, my grandmother had children, and together they created children. So
Come on,
um,
Brady Bunch. Oh, come
a
on.
blended family. We got a little mix going on. But yeah, it's about 13 aunties and uncles amongst all of us, or all of them across the way. And even though they got to witness my grandparents and their strong foundation and how they were able to overcome obstacles and hit things kind of dead on with the ability to work together, like it seems like once they left that household, that wasn't um, that wasn't what they wanted, or if it was what they wanted, they didn't take it as serious as what they witnessed, per se. So marriage, they don't take it serious. A lot of my family aren't married. um, a lot of my aunts and uncles, I'm sorry, there's only like maybe 2 out of 14, 13, excuse me, that are married, and one of them is passed on, rest in peace. But marriage isn't big.
It's not big. And I think that's in a lot of our families. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can speak about my family and how, like, in the process of seeing different marriages, it was either I saw something and I was like, oh, I don't want that, or
Mhm.
I didn't see it at all. I saw a lot of
Mhm.
single mothers, so it was like I didn't really see, even in my mom and my dad's, marriage, I was like, oh, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, that is
Mhm.
not what I want. But the interesting thing about your family is that, like, you saw it. Like, grandma and grandpa, you know what I'm saying, were together, had a healthy relationship, marriage, all the above. But then your aunts and uncles kind of went out and did their own thing. A few of them got married and had successful marriages, but most of them were like, oh, no, I'm good. Like, I don't even want to do that, which is very interesting.
Correct. It's like they got partners, and everything that they were taught and shown was not what they kept in the household. I'm talking like domestic violence.
Yeah.
I'm talking that's where the drugs part comes into place,
Mm-hmm.
and people choose to numb or medicate the way that they choose to. However, that's not what my grandma and grandpa showed us, and
Right.
I know that. So to know like that's what you grasp from these two beings that would go miles for my friends alone, yet alone my family. So it's like I can't see myself getting out of the house and being like, no, that's not what I want. Like, I want that. No, I want that foundation. I want that love, and I want that partnership, and I want to be able to be like, my husband, like, who doesn't want that? And then
Yeah.
like everyone's like the house and the white picket fence, and yeah, I want that, but I want my partner, my long term friend.
Beautiful. Look, and listen, you already starting to answer the second question, because it really is about how is this generational pattern affecting you in your life. You're like, I want this. Like, it's not, you're like, I saw a good example of it and I want this. So it's almost like it skipped a generation, low key, right? Is what it
Mhm.
feels like, which is interesting. Talk a little bit more about like how you have either seen some of it show up in your life, or how you're what you're doing to fight against it being a part of your life, of neglecting marriage being a part of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing to stay away from that?
So the one thing about me is I'm very strong-minded. I'm not hard-headed, but I'm strong-minded. I'm the one to question where I want to question and ask where I want to ask. And so when it comes to people's opinions, preferences, I don't mind hearing them, but I don't want people to project that on me as if that's what I need to do with my life.
I love
Whatever you choose to do for you, that's what you choose to do. But I know what I've seen. I know that that's what I like. I know that's what I want, and irregardless of people's feelings or people's experiences, um, that's not me. So I don't mind sitting at the table and being the only one like, that's good for you, but I'm not going to do that.
hello.
I'm glad that that's what you chose for you, but I don't want that. And I'm okay in the space that I'm in with my life and where I'm at to be like, that sounds dumb to me. That sounds dumb,
Yeah.
but I get where you're coming from, but I just can't apply it to what I want, where I'm going, and where I've been. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And you're going to speak about it, right? Like, um,
Absolutely.
I like that you mentioned that people, because a lot of the times people do take their fears and what they've gone through and they try to put it off on us to get us to shift, because they're afraid
Mhm.
of what could happen if we go into the same exact thing that they go into. And that isn't always the case. It's like a lot of coked up anxiety that people have, right? But I love how you're like, I stay strong minded in what I want and what I do not want, and I don't have an issue with being
Mhm.
vocal about speaking about it, because
Mhm.
that's the conversation that needs to happen. A lot of people tend to be yes men and yes women and go
Mhm.
along with the majority, and that's not what's saving us. That's not what is shifting, the entire thing of the generational curse, right? Because I feel like being a
Absolutely.
yes man, being a yes woman is kind of what pours into the fact that there is a generational curse over and over and over again, because somebody didn't become vocal enough or didn't stand on their business with their 10 toes down, right? To be able to be
Mhm.
like, nah,
Mhm.
I don't agree, this ain't it for me, and that may be it for you, but listen, we got a whole different program going on over here. I'm the generational
Right.
curse breaker, baby, and
Right.
we ain't with none of that, right? So I
Mhm.
love, I love, love, love that. What are some tools in particular that you could give some of our listeners when it comes down to tools or faith practices or strategies or anything that you utilize right now in order to attract the man of your dreams, my man, my man, my man. What does that look like so that they can, if they are dealing with this in their family, that they can get it in their minds like, yeah, I want to be married, I want to have a great marriage, I don't want to play any games, and this is how I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. I always stand firm in where the mind goes, the body follows.
Yeah.
So at first it starts with your mind, right? You that self-talk that you have with yourself. Like you're gonna rub shoulders with a lot of people. A lot of people come with a lot of opinions. They come a lot with a lot of preferences. But you also got to realize comprehension changes perspective too. So the more that you understand and the more that you dive a little deep within yourself, it makes it a little bit easier when you do go out here and rub shoulders with people. The conversations are different. When
Yeah.
you know what you want, you know what you're going to talk about. You know, hey, this feels like the place where I can lay down these types of topics. You know where your comfort is. So I think with me, I do a lot of self talk. Prayer is big. I do journal. I have this inside and out journal. It brings everything that you're thinking about inside of your mind out on a piece of paper. And whether you choose to share it with somebody or not, sometimes it's just getting it out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's something cool to reflect. But I'm big on standing firm on whatever it is that you want. It doesn't matter if it didn't work for the person that it didn't work for. Like it's still what you want. So
Right.
I'm big on standing on whatever it is that your goals are. They are attainable. However long it takes you to get there, whatever hills or barriers are in the way, that's what's to come.
Yeah.
But mentally,
Yeah.
just be prepared for what it is and what it isn't. And in order to have something you never had, you got to do something you never done. So try it out and see what happens.
Right. I really appreciate you sharing that. Mindset is number one, right? I talk to people a lot of time, especially my clients. I'm like, they single, want to be married, want to have this, want to have that, and the first thing they talk about dating in Atlanta is there's so much piss in the dating pool. Bop, 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 bop. It's like all this negative energy that they're giving to their dating process, and they don't recognize that they're ruining their dating process. Like they are literally attracting what they don't want in a sense
Right.
because they're talking about what they don't want when all they got
Right.
to do is be like, but my man is 6 foot and he fine and he has a
Right.
job and he got a nice car and he like to take me to nice places and he good,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Right? Like
Absolutely.
that's the
Absolutely.
manifestation part. But it's like we don't
Absolutely.
get it.
Right.
Y'all messed up in the mind and we want to watch TikToks about how dating in Atlanta is hard. Y'all,
Mm-hmm.
there are billions of people in this world.
Or they're walking out here comparing. You're walking out here comparing yourself to somebody else or comparing your situation to somebody else. So then your expectation, your timelines don't match, and then you're out here looking for this specific. But it's like
Yeah.
sometimes God sends you the person that you need,
Yep.
not the person that you want. So it's like just being open. Like if you know at the end of the day, I want to be married, I
Right.
want to be stable, I want to be successful, that's going to come. It's not going to be draped and dripped out in the gift and wrappings that you prefer, but it's going to come. And when it comes, you just make sure you're prepared for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you're right about God giving us what we need, honey. It's not always, 6'8". If I could choose, you know what I'm saying? If I could choose,
Right?
I do want the 6'8" guy, but if it's 6'1",
Right?
work with
I don't mind.
it. Just do that.
I don't mind.
I love that. Love that. Um, the last thing that I always ask is if you have any advice that you would give a young woman who desires marriage, who desires to be on the other side of it, to be happy with a partner, any last minute advice or anything at all for this woman that is out. And we know a lot of them, right? We have a lot of friends. We have a
Mhm.
lot of people who are single that they desire love and real genuine love, right? Not that fake stuff, not that surface level, but like, baby, I desire to be loved like none other, right?
Mhm.
What would your advice be? Your biggest piece of advice that has helped you to this point to prepare yourself for marriage?
Ooh, my biggest piece of advice that I every day is keep God first,
Amen.
because that is the person that knows where you're going. He knows where you came from. He's listening to you. He's your steps are already ordered.
Amen.
So talk to God, and after that, have a conversation with self.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would be my biggest gift.
Touche.
And whatever your goals are, whatever your choices are, whatever you want to do it. Period.
Yeah. I like that. Straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
God first in everything, y'all. And y'all know I live by that. Listen, in my business, I be like, God, what we doing? When I get up,
Mm-hmm.
God, what we doing? Where are we going? Oh, should I
Mm-hmm.
go here tonight? Oh no, I shouldn't. Okay, God. Okay, so I right in everything, but especially in your dating process, right?
Yes.
This is coming from a divorcee, y'all. I think I had God in the beginning of my relationship, and then when I got married, I can say confidently, I don't even remember me being like, God, is this the person for me to marry? Like, I don't remember taking that step and just really sitting with it. I was happy, and he was happy, and we was happy, and here we are years later. I'm a divorcee, but also that was part of my process, and it's part of my life to be a divorcee, because I
Yes.
attract a lot of clients who are divorcees, right? And the fact of loving yourself and reinventing yourself is such a huge part of being a divorcee, and that's what I have had to do over and over and over again. And so that is part of the puzzle for me, right? But do I believe in love? Am I
Absolutely.
gonna get married? Are we gonna be good? Am I gonna get my
Yes.
white picket fence?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You guys, it's 6,200 marriages that happen each year. Y'all think mine ain't gonna be one of them? Yours could be one of them.
Coming.
Then
It's coming.
it's coming. That's it.
Coming.
And all I gotta do is keep healing and working on the inner work, right? Because obviously that's a huge piece to it, you guys. God's not gonna send you that thing until you're ready for it. Because He don't want you to mess it up. He don't want you to mess that person up, that woman, that man that doesn't spend time on working on themselves as well to come to the table. He's not gonna let you mess that up. The best thing going for you. So until you get ready on the inside with your mental, right? Kaelin was just saying, mental got to be on point, right? I got to be in alignment with God and what He has for me and what He wants me to, even be out here getting, right? Like it's all got to be in alignment. Until it is, it won't come. So if you need help with working on the inner part, well, that's where you book me. You book a coach like me. Hello, hey there, I'm Brittany Wilder. Go ahead and hit the book link. Y'all already know what it is. Do our discovery call and let's start to get to it. If marriage is what you desire, if happiness is what you desire, if real love is what you desire, it's that time, boo boo. We got a couple of months before 2025 hit, and I know it's getting cold out. I know you want to settle it with somebody. Trying to be snug like a bug in a rug, right? Okay, book the link. Kaelin, we thank you. No clock it. Hey, we thank you for coming on. You guys, ultimately, it ends with us. We stop this craziness here. We are going to be married, right? We're going to do all the different things that we
Absolutely.
want to do. As long as we claim it, we believe it, and we walk into it, right? We do the work to get to it. That's it.
Amen.
It ends with us. Thank y'all for joining us. I'm going to see y'all next week. Kaelin, how can they find you and follow you?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Kaylin Love or Queen Kato. Um, that's it.
Okay. Bye, y'all. See y'all next week.